What's going on, world? Welcome. Hey, y'all already know what today is. First of all, today is Memorial Day. All right, so make sure, hey, as you guys are out there having a good time, as you guys are out there having a good time, remember what this day is about. All right, remember what this day is about. Hey, so myself and my A1 since day one is about to jump up in here. So Nurse Cece's in the building, y'all. Nurse Cece is in the building. All right, hold on. Let me try to add. It won't let me invite you. There we go. What's up, everybody? Hey, y'all keep smashing that like button. Make sure you guys share. Make sure you guys follow me and Nurse Amber whenever she jumps up in here. We got some stuff. We got something excited for y'all. What's up, CC? Hey, anybody that's in here, hey, if you ever need help with anything when it comes to dosage calculations, the queen of dosage calculations is in the building. Nurse C, a blessed RN. She will get you right. She goes live, Wednesdays and Sundays? Let me know, C. Anybody with a med that needs like the med math, all that good jazz, that is the lady that'll get you right. What's up, girl?
What up?
What up? Hey, so shout out to all 23 of y'all. Hey, y'all keep smashing that like button. Make sure you guys share. Make sure you guys follow. All right. So Hannah, hold on. Hannah, what's up, Hannah? Talk to him. Talk to him, Hannah. Let him know what's up. Hannah has something to tell everybody. Hannah has been a frequent flyer. She's been a frequent flyer inside of the lives. I think Hannah has something that she needs to tell us. Go ahead.
Tell us, Hannah. What you got,
all right. What you got for us? Hey, if you guys are just now joining, my name is Kevin the Bootner. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Hey, y'all, right there. Hannah passed her NCLEX because of both myself and Nurse Glamber, aka Nurse Amber, that NCLEX strategist over there. First of all, let's go ahead and give her a round of applause. All right, hey, Hannah, to you, welcome to the greatest shit show on earth, known as being a nurse. Ma'am, if there's a piece of advice that you could give to all 60 people out here, what would it be? And once again, congratulations to you. Amber, what you got for us?
Say congratulations.
Oh, so shout out to you. Hey, first of all, that's what we do, y'all. Like me and Amber, we are your NCLEX coaches and your NCLEX strategists. That's what we do. We help you guys get over that hump. It's your first time, second time, third time, 11th time, 12th time, whatever, wherever you are. That is what we do. That is what we do. So, Amber, you want to tell them that we got like 60 people up in here. So I think we could tell them. You want to tell them, or you want me to tell them?
I don't know. I think we need to get some more likes and some shares going. And then
hey, y'all, give me to 1,000 likes. Y'all know the deal. Y'all know the deal. All right. Yeah. I need 1,000 likes. I need 100 people up in here, or we ain't going nowhere. It says, can LVNs join, or is it just for RNs? Ma'am, you are going to be a nurse. A nurse is an LVN, an LPN, and an RN. You surely can be a part of that. So welcome. Toy Pod, that name looks very familiar. So shout out to everybody that is in here. Hey, I need 1,000 likes. Hey, once you guys give us 1,000 likes, we're going to tell you guys what we have in store for you guys. But of course, I want to know, and so does Amber, we want to know who you are, where you're from, where you are at in your nursing journey. And if you're not a nurse, what are you doing here rocking out with all these nurses, or soon to be nurses, or future nurses, I like to call them? All right. A little bit about me. I've been a nurse for almost 4 years. I've worked ICU, OR, and I worked PACU. I was in the Navy for 16 years. I just recently got out this past January. And I failed my NCLEX 3 times, y'all. 3, not once or twice, 3 times. Shocker, right? So I failed my NCLEX 3 times. And let me just tell you guys something right now, is that it's not about how you start. It's all about how you finish. All right. It's not about how you start. It's all about how you finish. My 3 failures did not determine the type of nurse that I was going to be. Only you can determine what type of nurse that you are going to be. All right. So that's why we are here as coaches. This is why we do these lives. And this is why we always like to invite everyone to come and see what we have going on off of TikTok. And we got 1,000 likes. We got 60 people up in here. So if we're doing something off of TikTok, Amber, let them know.
For sure. First, y'all, let's just take a moment to thank Nurse Kevin for his service on this Memorial Day. You know what I'm saying? We got to give honor where honor is due, and that is due to Nurse Kevin over here. So y'all show him some love in the comments. And yeah, we got a lot of exciting things for y'all coming up here in the next week. Okay. I see somebody in the comments that says, I failed the NCLEX 7 times. Kelsey's taking her NCLEX next Thursday. Listen, y'all, the reason we're not just on here for shoots and giggles. You know what I'm saying? We are on here because Nurse Kevin and I have a desire and a passion to helping nursing students succeed, because we both come from backgrounds of failure. And when I say failure, I mean failing the NCLEX, right? And if you're somebody who has failed the NCLEX before, it sucks, right? Or maybe you're somebody who is a first-time test taker and you've heard how brutal the NCLEX can be and you want to be one and done. Wherever you're at in your journey, we are here to support you. So with that being said, Nurse Kevin and I are having a free workshop. I need y'all to write this down. Before I tell y'all, I need y'all to drop a one in the comments and let me know if y'all are ready for me to drop what I'm about to be dropping.
Hey, drop it on
in the comments. I want to see who's serious and who's ready, because it's NCLEX season, y'all. And what does that mean? Like, people are taking the NCLEX now, right? It's going down, okay? And so I need to know who's ready. Drop a one in the comments if you're ready. Shannon says, I need this. It's been 5 years. Okay, Chatty says 1. Okay, Gold's Kelsey says 1. Kyrie says 1. Okay, listen. I love it. All right, everybody listening, y'all got your listening ears. I tell my son, you got your listening ears turned on, because listen, next Tuesday, my dad used to say Tuesday. Next Tuesday, we are having a free workshop. Kevin, say it. Free NCLEX workshop. So Aaron, this is perfect for you. He says, I'm dead ready. LaShonda, congratulations.
Yes. Shout out to LaShonda for passing her NCLEX on Monday. Listen, LaShonda, you know the deal. Hey, first of all, here we go. Congratulations to you, LaShonda. Welcome to the greatest shit show on earth, known as Being a Nurse. If there's a piece of advice that you could give to everyone here who is listening to us, ma'am, what would it be? And once again, LaShonda, congratulations to you.
If y'all want to get like LaShonda, Nurse LaShonda, and Nurse Hannah, I need y'all to go get registered for this free workshop happening next Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Now, if y'all have been rocking with me for a while, y'all know how these workshops work, right? You have to get registered. So you might be saying, Nurse Kevin, Nurse Amber, how do I get registered? You have to go to the links either in my bio or Nurse Kevin on either of our pages. You can find registration. Get registered, because we are going to dive in and cover the 8 client needs that you need to know to pass the NCLEX. Tell them about Nurse Kevin.
Yo, listen, y'all already know how I do. You know what I'm saying? Y'all already know how I do when we talk about the 8 client needs section that you need to know, because that's what the National Council, that's what's in the test plan. That's where they pull their questions from. That's where they tell you what percentage of questions are going to be thrown at you within your 85 to 150 questions, right? Based off of your computer adaptive test, okay? So with the 8 client needs, listen, we're going over management of care, all right? Hey, LPNs, coordinated care, all right? That's what we're doing. Management of care, coordinated care, which is for our LPNs, pharmacological and parenteral therapies, right? Second largest section, we're talking about pharm, physiological adaptation, reduction of risk potential, safety and infection control. What else? What else is on there? Health promotions and maintenance, basic care and comfort, right? As well as psychosocial integrity. Like those are the 8 client need sections that you need to know for the NCLEX. Why? Know thy enemy. That is what my enemy gives to me. I know that I have all of this stuff. And so if I know what I have, I can better attack my enemy. You see what I'm saying?
Here's the problem. There's so many of nursing students. There's so many nursing students out here right now, this very minute, who are studying and focusing on the wrong things. Okay? Don't do that. Nurse Kevin and I have gotten together, have collaborated to bring you this powerful workshop to help you understand how the NCLEX is graded and what you need to know to pass. Get in the room. If you're someone who's discouraged and you failed the NCLEX and you're in a really bad headspace, get yourself in the room with other like-minded individuals. Same thing for you, Danny. Get in the room. right? This is going to be so beneficial and so helpful for you, especially those repeat test takers out there. We've been where you've been. We understand how that feels. You cannot do this alone. Stop trying to get out here doing this all by yourself. Stop trying to figure it out all by yourself and learn from the individuals who have failed and figured it out.
Listen, so I kind of want to address two people real quick. Pinecone, she said that I had an ATI integrated 3+ day in-person review last week, Tuesday or on Thursday. Do I really need more? It's free. It's free. So what's stopping you from doing something for free? I mean, if you don't want to be there, you don't have to be there. I'm not twisting your arm. However, it's free. So who wouldn't want to get more free knowledge? So come on. Bring yourself in there. It'll be a good time. And also,
about the ATI though. Listen,
let them know. Let them know about ATI.
ATI is not the best and most reputable source to be using for NCLEX preparation. I know many of you all have to use it for school. I did, okay? But there's way too many inconsistencies. There's a lot of errors, and personally, I've seen it time and time and time again. It does not equip you the way that you need to be equipped for the NCLEX. So Pinecone, just like Nurse Kevin said, nobody's twisting your arm to be there, but I promise you it's going to help you. And I promise you what you're going to learn in our workshop, you ain't getting from ATI. I can bet you money on that. So get in the room.
Get in the room. It's free. FRE. Come on, bring yourself in there, all right? So Kiki says, I failed NCLEX 5 times. I don't know what else to do. So, hey, you, Kiki, need to get inside of that room, all right? You need to know. You need to know what the test is going to be throwing at you. That's the first thing that I'm going to say. The second thing is, those performance breakdowns, since you failed 5 times, you should have at least 5 of these, right? And these are considered your NCLEX breakdowns, right? This is mine from 2019, and this is another one from 2018, and I have another one in there from 2019 as well. So what I'm saying is that you have data. Data is now being given to you. All right. Sorry. How do I get to the free workshop? So to get to the free workshop, you go to the links in either my bio or in Amber's bio. All right. I'm going to pull it up right now so you guys can see it right here. Right? You guys see that link that's right there, right? You click on that link, it'll say right under free download. And once you get to that free download, it'll take you here. And it is literally the one that's on top that says free workshop. We're going to be doing it June 4th of this year. So 8 days from now. All right. Hey, there's only limited spots that you guys can do that. All right. We only have a limited amount of spots. All right. So first come, first serve. Make sure you guys get over there and you jump into it.
Says I'm registered.
That's what I'm talking about, Kyrie. That's what I'm talking about. Sorry, I just joined. Is this a joint program with Enhanced Nursing? So this is a joint venture, essentially, where we're going to be doing a free workshop with Amber and myself. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
I think Shannon had asked a question earlier about taking the NCLEX. She said she failed 5 times, and she said that she had to go back to school. You shouldn't have to go back to school. You shouldn't have to go back to school unless you failed so many times, and then the Board of Nursing in your state said, "Hey, you need to go back to school." All right.
Jalen, I do not. I will. This is the hill that I will stand on for the rest of my life about ATI, unless ATI makes some drastic changes. If you are somebody coming out of nursing school, and let me just say this for all y'all, let me say it for all of y'all in the back, because I'm very, very, very serious on this. You should not be using ATI as a sole resource for studying for the NCLEX. Now, I'm not saying that if you're using it and you like it and you're getting 100% on your predictor and all of this stuff and it's worked for you, and not to say that people haven't passed, right? Not to say that people haven't passed with ATI. That's not what I'm saying. However, I am saying, me personally, and for the students that I personally mentor that have come through my programs and tutoring, no, immediately no. There's too many inconsistencies. There's been too many errors in their content. And what I'm never going to do is send somebody off, right? I'm never going to send somebody off and set somebody up for failure, right? That's not what I'm here for. That's not what Nurse Kevin's here for. And so, if you are somebody, especially if you're a repeat test taker or if you're coming out of school, me personally, no to ATI. If you've used it and you've passed and you felt like that was great for you, that's awesome. Not something that I would recommend because there's too many inconsistencies in their content. UWorld
Absolutely.
is totally fine. I love UWorld.
UWorld's great. UWorld is one of the UWorld, Archer, and Kaplan are the three places that we recommend to get you guys a good batch of questions. Listen, I did a one-on-one tutoring with somebody yesterday, and with a program that's out there, and some of their questions are kind of just finicky. So that's why I always recommend those, because I've personally seen and used those, and some of these other ones they're not written really well, and they're not written to the caliber of the question that you need to know. Because remember, you have understanding, remembering, right? And then you have analysis and application. Analysis and applications, those are your passing level questions, right? And those are the ones that you guys need to be really, really be focusing on. Yeah. All right. And a lot of the, and UWorld and Archer and Kaplan, I personally can speak on and say like these places really give you some good sets of questions.
Yeah.
All right.
Amos, hey, we'll see you in there. Next Tuesday, y'all get registered. It's free.
Famous Amos is in the building.
It's free.
Famous Amos is in the building. Jalen said, my school told us not to use Archer or UWorld. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, Jalen, that you can use Archer and UWorld. Because they both work.
I'll tell you about how Archer and UWorld right quick. Not to cut you off, Nurse Kevin, but do you know that Archer and UWorld work with the NCSBN, and those are the individuals that write the NCLEX exam? Now, Jalen, I know you already passed the NCLEX. Congratulations. We love that for you. However, you have to use a reputable question bank like that is in partnership with the people who are creating the test. That's where they get all of their test questions are based off of the information that they're getting from the NCSBN. ATI, I don't know what they're doing. I really don't. There's too many inconsistencies. And so unless somebody said they revamped and they changed, and that's great if they did, but at this point in time, I would never recommend it for somebody.
I think it's like I think it's called like Pass Point. If I remember, I had a couple of students that were at Galen that I talked to, and they were in the middle of that switch, like literally, I think 2 or 3, like a month before they graduated. And they were telling me it's called Pass Point, and I don't know. I don't know anything about it, so I can't really necessarily speak on it. But Jalen, there's nothing wrong at all with you using UWorld or Archer, because it's proven that they work. Now, if we start talking about ATI, Amber has her feelings about that. You start talking about HESI, I'll tell you the same exact thing.
People are asking about Remar, Boot Camp, and Hearst. What do you think about those?
So I personally have never used NCLEX Boot Camp, but I have coached students who have used NCLEX Boot Camp, and honestly, it looks like UWorld. Archer, love it. UWorld, I don't hate it, but that's Amber's baby, which is UWorld. But NCLEX Boot Camp, you know, I've seen some of their questions, but like I said, I personally never used it. And I think their questions are okay. Hearst, she's been around. Marlene Hearst has been around for quite some time. It's just like she has a really thick accent, and that's what I call an environmental distraction. Not her fault. She's from Mississippi, y'all. That's just how she is. So, but she has a really, like, I couldn't focus. I really couldn't focus. Remar, I have personally, the last thing I saw about Remar was when I was in school, and she had like she sent them on like a DVD or like a disc, and she had the Q Trainer book or something like that, or the Virtual Trainer book for quick facts. I thought they were okay. Yeah, I thought they were okay. Her content inside of her website, her content's pretty solid. So I didn't think it was too bad. Emmy says, I also watched Kevin's lives. Those helped me pass on my first time. Shout out to you, Emmy. And she was saying something about nurseslabs.com. Now, here's the thing about nurseslabs.com that I really want to bring up is that you guys have seen how these questions are worded with nurseslabs.com. And the one thing that I always tell you is that the thing about nurseslabs.com, although it's free, they don't put out all these great questions, right? Because since it is free, can it help you? Yeah, it can help you, but I don't know what type of learner that you are. I don't know how you retain information. I don't know how you do anything of the sort. So a free resource can work for you, but does it work for a lot of people? Not so much.
Yeah.
So
If you're actively, and this is what I say actively, this is what I consider active studying, like you have a test date within the next 4 weeks. If
Right.
you're somebody who's actively studying for the NCLEX or preparing for the NCLEX, you need to be using a reputable question bank such as Archer or UWorld. Um, I know that many of you, especially if you're a repeat test taker, you've been in a position where you are trying to find the next shiny object or the next best thing to give you the success that you need. But the truth of the matter is, you already have everything you need inside of you.
Yes.
And a lot of you already have the resources that you need. A lot of times it comes down to just restructuring what you're doing, refocusing on what you need to be studying on, getting some structure and guidance, and getting into a study plan and understanding content, right? Getting that strategy. The NCLEX really isn't difficult. The problem is that a lot of you guys are overutilizing resources. So that's exhibit A, right? Then you're getting mental fatigue and you're getting overwhelmed, and then you're stressing yourself out. And then it's kind of like this downward spiral effect, right? Then you don't understand how to answer NCLEX NGN style questions. And there's a whole slew of things. But once you get that strategy and content under control, like, it really changes the game. And if you don't have that, get yourself into the room for this workshop, right? This is going to be a great starting point for those of you who are taking the test for the first time, and especially for those of you who are repeat test takers. You have to be able to understand the client needs for the NCLEX to pass the NCLEX. That is a huge portion of what the NCLEX is graded on. The only categories that are missing on there is something called the clinical judgment measurement model. And if you have a performance report, you'll see those six categories. On the bottom. But that's really what it is, right? You're over here studying the wrong thing, you're overutilizing too many resources, and that can become problematic.
Absolutely, because you can get we can get what we call brain fatigue, right? And so for everybody that's just now joining, welcome. My name is Kevin, aka the Boot Nurse. I go by all those on social media platforms. We got Nurse Amber, aka Nurse Glamber. She's my A1 since day one, and we are putting on a free FR. Where's it at? We're putting on a free workshop for you guys to understand the client needs that you need to know when it comes to taking the NCLEX. Management of care, which we talk about, assignment, delegation, supervision, which is what you need to know for NCLEX. We talk about pharmacology, we talk about physiological adaptation, acute, trauma, pathophysiology, disease processes, and how they affect the body. Like, we're going to go over those sections in this 1 hour free workshop. We're also going to do a Q&A at the end of it. We're also we want you guys, hey, if you guys want to if you're in that position, you know what I'm saying, drop a 1 down in the chat. Let us know where you are. All right. And if you guys want to sign up for that, which I recommend everybody does, you guys go to the link in our bios, and it is the very first one that says free workshop. I should put free workshop so you guys know that this is the one that I'm talking about, because it's right here. Right? It's the link in the bio, right? You guys see that link that's right down here at the bottom, right? You click it, and then it'll take you to this one, and it's literally this very first top one right there where it says free workshop. We're going to be doing it June 4th of 2024, which is 8 days from now, next week. We have limited spots in there. We have limited spots of the amount of people that we can have in there. I see that right now we already have like 17 people. Somebody just jumped in there. All right. So make sure you guys go in there and you guys come be a part of that and get this knowledge. Okay. Kiki says, what's the best study prep for the RN exam? Once again, Kiki, we have no idea where you are when it comes to studying. We have no idea your studying techniques. We have no idea your learning styles. We have no idea where you have a deficit at. So the very first thing I would say to you is you need to figure out your learning style, and you need to figure out what is the hardest section for you to understand, and that's where you need to start. Zoe says, I failed my first time with Remar. That's what she said in regards to that. We talked about Archer. It says, when is the workshop? I'm a repeat test taker. This will be my 4th attempt. Precious, go get inside. Go get inside of our workshop, and it is free. We're going to be doing it June 4th. Is it Mech with Kindness says rationales are important? Very much. You guys understand that what are my 3 R's, right? RTFQ, RTFA, and RTFR. If y'all have been here long enough, y'all know what RTF means. What does the R mean? It means read the F in rationale. So I have to be I had to be nice, right? So it says understand the rationales is key to passing the NCLEX. Safety, delegation, and priority. Absolutely, that is the largest section on the exam. However, you guys got to also think is that they can put categories together, right? I can make a management of care question with pediatrics, or management of care questions with maternal newborn, all right, or physiological adaptation when it comes to medical emergencies. Okay, it says I found out I failed today. I took it Saturday. Michelle, that's okay. That's okay, because that test doesn't determine the type of nurse that you're going to be. You get 1 day to cry about it. You failed on Saturday. Today is Monday. You had Sunday. So my next question to you is, what are we doing? When are we taking it again? When are we taking it again? So shout out to everybody that is here. Appreciate all the likes and all the follows. But like I said, we want to know who you are, where you're from, where you're at in your nursing journey. If you're not a nurse, what are you doing here rocking with us?
And Michelle, you know what? Give yourself grace, right? It's a big deal. There's a lot of emotions that go into it, but don't let it keep you stuck and paralyzed, right? You got to keep moving forward. Okay.
Right.
So my recommendation to you, Michelle, get yourself registered for the free workshop that's happening next Tuesday. That's going to be a great starting point to help get you motivated, to help give you some kind of guidance and plan for you to get started again. Okay, it's free. Y'all can get registered if you go to my page at the Enhanced Nursing TikTok page. You can find it there. You can find it in Nurse Kevin's bio. I don't care how you get registered, just get registered, because we are going to bring you a lot of good content.
I do love his. Is it Zio? Zio said, "I'm still following a blessed RN. She is the goat of dosage calculations. She really made me love it. I love that. Cece really be doing her thing. Cece is in the building. I think she's still here. Cece, if you here, let us know. Let us know. But yeah, so Cece will really get y'all right. She will really get y'all right. She reigns over the kingdom for dosage calculations, and trust and believe me, she will get you right. So shout out to Cece for doing her thing. Wow, now a lot of the questions are coming in. Would you recommend an accelerated BSN program? So I'm going to say the same thing that my other mutual says with regards to an accelerated BSN program. What's your life like? All right, because I did an accelerated BSN program. I did it 18 months, and let me tell you right now, it goes fast. It goes fast. So if you are able to do that, do it. If you're able to do it, do it. But if you can't, there's nothing wrong with taking the traditional route. Kiki says, I registered for the free workshop, but it says purchasing. You're not purchasing. It says free. All you need to do is just hit it. There's nothing on there. I already have 27 people in there. I'm looking at it right now. So you're joining the offer for free. That's all it is.
Prissy says, you're a repeat test taker. Listen, Prissy, are you registered for the workshop? That is my question. If you're a repeat test taker in here and you're commenting, get yourself registered.
Right.
Get yourself registered.
Hey, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something for all my repeat test takers. I'm going to show you guys what makes me relatable. You guys, and these are old. These are from 2018 and 2019, right? It says below passing everywhere, below passing somewhere, right? This is relatable. We are two individuals who got over that hump, and we want to get y'all over that hump, which is why we're doing this free workshop. We want you guys to be a part of that. We want you guys to ask your questions. We want you guys to be prepared to go take this exam. I don't care if it's your first time or if it's your 20th time. Guess who's never going to ask you? Your job and your patient. Only you will determine what type of nurse that you're going to be when that time comes. If you want to be an S bag, then you're going to be an S bag. Period. That's how it goes.
Get in the room. That's your starting point. And if you go to either of the links in our bios, you can get not only the free guide, because there's a guide that goes with this, right? You can get access to that guide now. You can get access to the guide now, and you can start learning about those 8 client needs. What we're going to do with you all is do a deeper dive, right? There's the categories, right, that are your 8 client needs, but there are certain key topics within said categories that you want to be focusing on. And that's where we're going to do that deep dive and tell you where you should be starting, what you should be focusing on, how that applies to you, how it applies to you if you're a repeat test taker. But you got to get in the room, y'all. Make sure you're following Nurse Kevin. Make sure you're following myself at Enhanced Nursing. Many of you guys are already following, but if you're not, make sure you're following. Download the free guides. get registered. You can do it at the bios. You can do it on my page, Nurse Kevin's page. I don't care where you do it. Get in the room. Nurse Bria says, I'm signed up. I know that's right, Nurse Bria.
That's what I'm talking about, Bria. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, so here's another thing. Here's another thing, too.
Drop a 1 if you're registered. Let's see who's registered. Let's see who's
serious. Let's see. Because right now, I can see it. Like, last I saw it, was 27 people. Now there's 32 people up in there. Somebody asked me, how do you get registered, right? So if you go to the link in our bios, either one, if you go to mine or if you go to Amber's, you'll see where it says there'll be a link tree link that'll be down there. Sorry if that's so bright, right? You'll see the little link down there at the bottom. Now, if you tap that, it'll take you to my link tree. Amber has her own link tree. The very first one, it'll say free workshop, understanding the client needs for NCLEX, all right? And then right below that, you'll see the free download, right? This is the download that goes with this, all right? This is the download that goes with this. So come be a part of that, all right? Come be a part. We're putting this on for y'all, okay? Remember how you guys ever heard the term is where, don't be the smartest person in the room. You want to be able to network. And in order for you to get better, you need to be in the room where the people are that you want to emulate and to be like. All right. That's a business tactic. But then again, that's a life tactic. If I want to be better, I can't be hanging out with hoodlums. You know what I'm saying? Knotheads, the cutthroats. You know what I'm saying? Can't be hanging out with folks like that if I want to be better in life. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to pass this exam on your first time, or if it's your next attempt, come get into the room. It's y'all. Listen, y'all know what I do. All right. Look at that. You see it? It's FREE. All right. So come on now. Come over there and get you some of that knowledge. Now, Adam says,
wait. We got a question up here. What specialties were you guys in or still in before becoming nurse educators? Go ahead, Nurse Kevin.
I worked specifically. I worked in the ICU. I worked ICU for a year and a half. I worked in a burn ICU for a little bit, and then I went and I worked in a medical ICU as well. I kind of floated down to neuro, and then I went to PACU. Reason why I went to PACU is because I got very burnt out in the ICU. It was during the second wave of COVID, and then my son was born. So I realized for whatever was going on in the ICU at that time, I couldn't really just make my way through that. But I worked PACU when he was born, and then I went to the operating room, and I stayed in the operating room, and now I only do NCLEX everything full time. So I no longer work bedside. So this is what I do. Y'all are my priority, and that is what I do 24/7. So that's me. What's up, Amber?
So my background is in long-term care. I was a director of nursing at an assisted living facility. Yes, right out of school. Yes, don't come at me. Yes, it was a unique situation. It's not typical for everybody, but I loved it. But the staffing was horrible. So I got out of that. I did aesthetic nursing for a while. Some of y'all know that's where Nurse Glamber comes from. For those of you guys that don't know, I have my aesthetic license. I have my own spa. And so I've been in aesthetic nursing, and now I'm in the soft nursing life. I'm with Nurse Kevin. I work from home in utilization management. I don't do bedside nursing anymore. And I also do this with y'all. So that's where I'm
that's how you do that. Somebody asked, first of all, Amber is fancy. She fancy out here, y'all. Nurse Glamber, you know what I'm saying? Bougie Glamber, you know what I'm saying? But she out here doing her thing. And that's another thing that we talk about is that nursing, just because you're a nurse doesn't mean you have to work bedside, ladies and gentlemen. It doesn't mean that you have to work bedside. Do we want you to go work bedside so you guys can understand what it's like to be a nurse? Absolutely. I would never tell you not to go work bedside if you didn't want to work there. However, just know that just because you're a nurse, you're an RN or an LPN doesn't mean that you have to be stuck doing patient care. It doesn't mean that. All right. Somebody said, are they recorded? Yes, this session will be recorded, and it will be available. It'll be available 48 hours. For 48 hours after it is posted. So if you sign up for the free workshop and you miss it, you will still have the opportunity to go back and view it. Miss Joanne is in the building. I see you. She said, I got in. I love it. I love it, Miss Joanne. Miss Joanne lives in, if I remember, she lives in Canada, in Calgary. Correct me if I'm wrong. So, Angelica says, is the Pearson VUE check result accurate once the status is released? I don't know if I'm understanding your question.
I do. She's asking about the Pearson VUE trick that you can do. I have a whole video on this on my page. If
Same.
this were like 3 years ago, I would say yes. Now, no.
No, they've updated it. They've actually updated it. And here's one thing I want to give you guys some insight is that when you do the Pearson VUE trick, if you put your number one, if you put your credit card in there and it takes your money, you will not get it back. That's number one. Number two is that is an unofficial thing. I have coached students who have done it and gotten the good pop-up and then they failed, or they have done it and they've gotten the bad pop-up and they have passed. All right. So you need to be aware. Do not allow your anxiety to have you go through and do the Pearson VUE trick. You want to know why? Is because it's not going to fix it. It's not going to fix your anxiety. It's actually going to make your anxiety worse because you don't see that word that says pass or fail. So don't increase your anxiety.
Consistent. What it used to be is not what it is now. There's like 7 different pop-ups that pop up. People are getting their money took. Stop doing that. What I want you to do is wait, have some patience, right? Take a deep breath. Number 2, if you want to do any kind of trick, go on to the board of nursing and see if your name popped up. That's
not even a trick.
That's the only thing that I want you to do, right? Just wait for the results because there's so much going on. There's so much going on. Somebody said, how do you feel about the NCSBN study plan? If it's coming from the NCSBN, that you're in a really good spot, right? Because they are the people that create the test.
So, how do you feel? So the National Council of State Boards of Nursing, that's what the NCSBN stands for. They put out the last update that they put out was the 2021 NCLEX test plan, or I'm sorry, the 2023 NCLEX test plan, both for RNs and LPNs. Mm-hmm. It hasn't been updated. And it probably won't get updated until for probably like another 2 or 3 years. And when they do it, they update. It's a minor update, like 5 to 10%, something that is very vague that you would not really necessarily notice when it comes to content, right? It was a big jump from the 2019 or the 2017 update to the 2023. I think it's 2019, where they implemented now doing more case studies. So if you get it from the NCSBN, those are the people that write the exam. So yeah, 100%. And that's what we're going to be talking about. So if you guys are new here, my name is Kevin, aka the Boot Nurse. We got Amber, aka Nurse Glamber. We are both NCLEX coaches and strategists to help you do one thing and one thing only, and that is to pass this NCLEX and go beyond that. All right. And right now we are both putting on a free workshop that's going to be done June 4th of 2024. It is free. It is FREE. All right. So we want for y'all to go and be a part of that. If you are a person that is trying to prepare for the NCLEX, which should be every single one of y'all, even if you're a brand new nursing student, I need for y'all to drop a 1 in the chat. And if you're interested, which we want all of you to be a part of, because we have very limited seats, you go to the links in our bio, you look at the link tree, and then you hit the very first top one that'll say free workshop. Go get in there because we have very limited spots.
Yeah, you guys, the room is capped on this. The room is capped. Sometimes we do unlimited, sometimes we don't. And because of the caliber of the content that's going to be in this workshop, it's getting capped, number 1. Number 2, we do the workshop and then we open it up for Q&A for you guys to actually engage and get to ask and get your questions answered. Not just in an environment like this. You get to actually come off of mute and have dialogue and conversation. And it's really intimate, like a classroom setting. So you get a ton of value. If all 71 of y'all are in here are actively studying for the NCLEX or have taken the NCLEX and failed it, all 71 of y'all need to be registered.
Yeah, 100%. We want y'all in there. We want to be able to have that conversation. There's something that's different about being off of TikTok that make people more comfortable to coming up and talking. I can invite you up here, but you're just like, nah, TikTok is weird. But if you come and you get into a room with people that you know are in the same boat as you feel more comfortable being able to explain your story to get the help that you need.
Yeah.
All right.
A lot of times the question that you are asking, a lot of other people are thinking. And so it's like you get a lot of value from that. Now, somebody says, how long does it take for the actual results? It depends. Some people, it takes a week. For me, I got it at 5 a.m. the next morning. Some people have found out that night. It depends on what state you're in.
Yeah. Like me, it was 48 hours. It was 48 hours from the time that I took my exam. There was one young lady that I was coaching that lives in Canada and Newfoundland. and they don't offer quick results. She had to wait like 2 or 3 weeks for her results to pop. So it all really just depends on where you are. Kiki says, I'm so glad I found you guys. I've been working so hard to pass the NCLEX. Nothing is working. Kiki, if you have been unsuccessful at the exam multiple times, and things aren't working, I'm gonna be very, very honest and be very blunt with you. It is a you problem, and you are one of those individuals that we want to be inside of this, so you know where you can. So that way we can cut out all the noise. We can cut out all the noise. We can put you on the straight and narrow from point A to point B. So that way you can get a really good head start. So you know what to do going forward to accomplish this goal. Okay. Let's see. Naz is in the building. Precious says looking to be a nurse in research or informatics. Well, Precious, you can definitely do that, but we got to get over that hump and we got to get that license first. Informatics is a very good, it's a very good portion within nursing that is very, very much needed. Like here's a really big thing. Ascension had a big cyber attack just recently, right? And so the electronic health records these hospitals could not be a part of. They couldn't do anything, right? So they started going back to paper charting. If Nurse Cece's in here, she would be able to tell you that, right? But informatics is huge when it comes to delivering technology to the population. It's huge. And if that's something that you want to do, please continue to go that path and look that research up for sure. OCO says, would you guys say the new NCLEX is easier or harder than the old one? Hindsight, you're talking to two nurses, right? I say that the newer NCLEX is better. I wouldn't say easier. It's better because the case studies, which are anywhere between 60 to 70% of your exam, they give you all the information that you need. Hence why the CCMJ was put into there, such as recognizing cues, analyzing cues, generalizing hypothesis. Like that's why those were put in there. I wouldn't say it's easier, but I would say it's better than it was before, right? And now you get select all that applies or now partial credit. Like it's a lot that they've added in there to make it more to really generate critical thinking, so you can make a clinical judgment.
Okay, so let me put in my 2 cents. Easy and hard are relative terms,
Correct.
right? What's hard for me might be easy for Nurse Kevin, and what's easy for Nurse Kevin might be hard for me, and vice versa, right? Or what's easy for me might be hard for him. I agree with the sentiment of the simple fact that the NGN, and it's not a new NCLEX, y'all. It's a revised version. You're still getting the old NCLEX, right? They revised it to have the NGN and the clinical judgment measurement model, which if y'all have been rocking with me, y'all know I drilled that into you from day one. But I say all that to say the revised version is made to your advantage, right? Yes, it involves a little bit more critical thinking, but this is what we as nurses need to be learning right out of the gate from nursing school, and that's not happening. And that's why there's this deficit, but it is designed to give you that opportunity to use your nursing judgment, clinical thinking, and all of those things, because that's what it's all about. So yes, you get partial credit for select all that applies. You get partial credit on certain questions and things of that nature. And so it's once you know that about the NCLEX, and what, like Nurse Kevin says, know thy enemy. Once you know what you're up against, that's why we are here. You're Gucci, right? There's nothing else that you need.
With the flip flops.
Like there's nothing else that you need but to implement and put in the work.
Yep. You have to put in the work. But the thing about it, you have to do an audit of yourself. You need to truly know what you were doing wrong and what you were doing that is correct. And you need to be able to audit yourself to fix, and you have to fix yourself. The problem starts with you. Just like how they say, hey, the problem starts at home. You are home. And that's where it starts. Couple of things. I see my man Jay is in the building. I don't know if he's still here. If you guys don't follow Jay, the travel nurse BSN, my man's ICU nurse, soon to be CRNA, doing his thing out here. Wealth of knowledge. So shout out to Jay. I haven't seen Jay in a while. I know he's been doing his thing. So he's prioritizing his time. All right. Because he has a goal to be Dr. J travel nurse,
Maddie, watch your
You know what I'm
words.
saying?
Maddie says, I take the NCLEX Friday. I'm so scared. I need y'all to watch your words. Stop subscribing to scared, fear, nerves, all of it. Not to say that you can't feel it. You're human. That's going to happen, right? But stop subscribing to that energy, because that's how you are going to present to the NCLEX exam. And I'm telling you, if you cannot get your nerves under control, it can make or break your exam.
Yep. Is it Tilda? Tilda asked, do you really have to pay for the results? So the Pearson VUE gives you the option for the quick results, right? Which is like $7.95, but you don't have to pay for it. You could just not pay for it at all, and then go to your board of nursing, see if your license is there, and you don't have to pay a dime. But it is an option that's there. OCO says, after you pass, do you have to wait for your license to come in the mail, or can you start working without it? So once you have a license, it's already out there in the cloud. Like, it's a matter of public record. I can go and I can look you up. As long as you have a nursing license, or as long as you have a license number that is a part of your board of nursing, you don't need a piece of paper, because your job is already going to do a background check and they're going to look for it anyway. So no, you do not have to wait for anything to come in the mail. You can automatically start working. Keep It Cute says, I have Archer and all my assessments say below passing, but my cat says passing. Getting discouraged. Which guy, Amber?
Here's the thing. I would need more information, right? I want to know what your averages are based on what the actual averages within Archer are. And a lot of times when it comes down to your scoring and passing, there's some type of deficit, right? And so either it's content or strategy, and sometimes a combination of both. And I would need to see that and work with you to be able to understand what that is in order to give you that recommendation, right? So it's kind of like we have to go back to the drawing board. Typically, I like to tell students, when you're using these question banks, there's averages that you get when you're taking these exams. You want to be scoring above average, right? Yes. Ideally, I like to see students between 65 and 80%. That's kind of on the high range of things. And especially like when you're taking your CAT assessments, like if you're scoring below 55%, or you're like way below passing, we got to go back to the drawing board and give you need a customized plan, right? Because there's some kind of deficit that's happening.
Absolutely. I would agree. And I usually, when I do my coaching for my other students, I tell them I want you above 60, right? Because 60 tells me that you're above average, but your goal is to get to the 70s, because that's telling me that you have a very good grasp of not only the content, but how to apply the content to the NCLEX style questions. Okay. Angelica says, I paid for the quick results and it said that I failed. Then you failed. That means you were unsuccessful, Angelica.
Pearson, Angelica, get in the room next week. Get in the room for the free workshop, Angelica.
Come be a part of it. Come be a part of it. And just because you were unsuccessful, it does not determine the type of nurse that you are going to be. I need for y'all to really, really hear me. I need for y'all to hear what me and Amber are saying, is that this exam does not determine the type of nurse that you're going to be. I have 2 failed pieces of paper right here that tell me that I was unsuccessful. So now my question to you is, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to just sit on your beach and just let the world just take you over? Or are you going to get off the beach and are you going to fight? Which one are you going to do? I can't do it for you. Listen, me and Amber want y'all to have y'all's license. We want you to have it, but we can't want it more than you. So my next question to you is, what are you going to do? Precious says, while following you and Nurse Glamber, what QBank do we use while studying? UWorld was too wordy for her.
I need to talk about that. Precious, let me tell you something. So I failed the NCLEX once and I used UWorld. I hated UWorld. Loathed UWorld. Like the Grinch, you know what I'm saying? I loathed it. Like I hated UWorld. For that very reason. I'm like, this is too much. I don't understand it. I don't get it, but I wasn't using it properly.
Right.
And now teaching what I teach my students and now what I know about UWorld, I actually prefer it to Archer because their rationales are very in-depth. And that is critical and key if you are somebody who struggles with content. Because what Nurse Kevin and I don't want y'all to do is go out and use multiple resources, because that leads to burnout, mental fatigue, and overload, right? And with UWorld and even Archer, their rationales aren't as good, but they have the question bank. Obviously, they give you the rationales, and then you have videos that go with it. Really, outside of that, and maybe a good course like mine or Nurse Kevin's, you don't need to use anything else. You have everything that you need. At this point, it comes down to you doing an audit, a personal audit, like Nurse Kevin will say, because you don't need to be out here utilizing 29 different resources. It's not going to get you a different answer and a different result, right? You have to know how to use the resources that are there for you. So I always tell people, if you're somebody who struggles with content, UWorld all day, because it's one thing to understand why the question is right. It's a whole other ballgame to be able to critically think and understand why the other answer options are incorrect. And a lot of times you don't know that. And when you don't know that, that possibly sets you up for failure, because you might get another question that had that reasoning in a different rationale and you didn't understand it because you didn't take the time to read it, right? And you have to be able to understand that you cannot go, NCLEX is not memorization. So if you're a memorization person like me, like I loved anatomy and physiology because all you had to do was memorize where the body parts were, right? I could do that all day, every day and be totally fine. But NCLEX is not like that. You have to be able to understand what's happening. You have to be able to critically think. You have to understand the pathophysiology of things. And if you don't, that's a problem. So that's why I hone in on UWorld. You just got to know how to properly use it.
Exactly.
And it'll change your world. And I love this. Erica says, "We got this. Nurse Glamour told me to borrow her confidence in us that we will pass the NCLEX." Listen, let me tell you this real quick, and then we'll finish doing some questions. But I had a student who, she came through my course. She's taken the NCLEX, I think 5 times, right? And she's getting ready to take her exam again next month. And she's like, I don't know what to do. I don't want to change it. I'm burnt out. I've done all of these things. And let me tell y'all something. You are all highly educated individuals that are more than capable of passing this exam. If you've taken the NCLEX or you're gearing up to take the NCLEX, you've gotten through the hardest part. That's surviving nursing school.
Right.
Okay. So 1, give yourself some grace. 2, do like Nurse Kevin says and do an internal audit, right? What are you willing to give up, sacrifice, and change in order to get the result that you want? Her issue was she didn't have the time and the schedule, and she has kids and all of these things. That is unfortunately something that many nursing students face, right? When I was in school, I went to school during the pandemic. I have kids, I have a family, I was working, I was studying. Like, it sucks. There's nothing fun about preparing for the NCLEX, right? You have to do that internal audit, and you have to, the desire for you to succeed has to be greater than the desire for failure, right? You have to make necessary changes. You're going to have to miss out on some birthday parties. You're going to have to miss out on some family gatherings. You're going to have to miss out on some holidays. You're going to have to miss out on certain things. It's sacrifice, but it's for just a season. And I'm going to tell y'all what I tell Erica and all of my other students and all of you on here: borrow our belief. Borrow our belief, right? Borrow our belief. If you are at a state where you're mentally just incapable of seeing the bigger picture, borrow the belief of somebody else who's gone before you and knows that you have what it takes, right? Faith it until you make it. FAITH. I hate the fake it until you make it, because that's trash advice. But right, you have to have the faith and the belief that you can do this. And if you need to borrow somebody else's belief, like Nurse Kevin or myself, do that. Whatever it takes to get you. And furthermore, get yourself in the room, right? We're putting on a free workshop. Nurse Kevin and I don't have to be there. We've passed the exam, right? We're nurses, but we failed. Use our failures as your gain to give you the insight and knowledge you need to help you get over that hump and get you into the dream job that you want to be as a nurse. Get yourself into the room with other individuals who have gone before you and know how to do it and know how to help you. But we can't help you if you ain't there.
Hey, listen, who in here is having, once again, if you guys are new here, who's in here having difficulty with the NCLEX? I need for you guys to drop a 1 in the chat. If you are one of those individuals who is having difficulty with the NCLEX, I want for you to drop a 1 in the chat right now. Me and Nurse Amber, aka Nurse Glamour, that's my A1. She's down here in my little corner, right? Y'all, we are putting on a free workshop for y'all to understand the client needs sections for the NCLEX. It is a free FREE. All right, free. All right, that's what we do. All right, we're putting on this workshop for y'all, and we're going to be going over the 8 client needs sections. Now, before I go on, somebody has caught my attention. LPN Nurse Lovely came in here and said that the NCLEX is not hard. Number one, you must be new here because I've never seen you before. Um, uh, Everybody's level of education and everybody's thought process on how to attack this exam is very different. All right. Usually I go off on people, but I don't. I've been working on myself. So what I'm trying to say is everybody learns differently. Not everybody has the same capacity or thought process. We have no idea what people have going on personally with regards to what they have going on. A support system. Do they not understand content? Remember, not all schools are created equally. Did they have a really bad experience while they were in school? Did their school not prepare them? You see what I'm saying? So we have you. There's a lot of things as an educator that you probably don't know that we consider with regards to why people are unsuccessful at this exam. Did they go to school during the pandemic, which is where the national average was at its lowest for in like 20 years, right? Which was like at 77% on a national average, which is absolutely terrible, right? So you have to realize where people are and you have to meet them where they are. But in the end, even though I'm going to meet you there, I already have mine. So the question to everybody else is, what are you going to do in order for you to get your license? And the very first step that you need to do is that you guys need to join our workshop. It's free. It's free. It costs you nothing. It is free, right? Me and Amber have other things that you could actually pay for, but we don't.
That y'all realize, like, the back work that goes into what Nurse Kevin and I are doing to help you guys.
Right.
And so, like, we get together hours and hours on end using both of our minds, having failed the NCLEX, both of us, right? To say, what if I were them at this point in my journey? What would that look like? What would I need? What would we need to know to pass the exam? And that's exactly what we're trying to do here with this.
Exactly.
You know, and here's the thing: when it comes to people saying the NCLEX is easy, the NCLEX is hard, those are relative terms, right? What's hard for me might be easy for Nurse Kevin, and what's hard for Nurse Kevin might be easy for me, right? We're all at different levels. We all get different educations. We all have different experience. Like, all of that is relative. And so I say all that to say, if it was easy for you, that's awesome. I love that. If it was hard for you, welcome. You're in the right place. And Nurse Kevin and I know how to help you. So if you want to get registered, yes, it will help you for Candy. It will help you for LPN and RN. Yes.
100%.
And the NCLEX is not the same for LPN and RN, but the content that we're going to teach you will be. The only thing that's different between the two exams is your scope of practice, right? Medicine doesn't change, all right? Safety factors for how to do a blood transfusion, not that LPNs will be doing that, but I'm just saying none of that changes, right? The protocols and the safety implications are still the same. Your scope of practice for NCLEX Hospital is going to be different. So get registered for the workshop, y'all. It's 7 p.m. Central Standard Time next Tuesday, June 4th. You can go to the link in my bio at the Enhanced Nursing TikTok page. You can go to Nurse Kevin's TikTok page. At either link, get yourself registered. We are capping registration, but it's free.
Right. So a lot of people are asking essentially the same question. Amber just answered it. A lot of people are just like, can you share information about the workshop? The workshop, we've been explaining that. We're going to be going over the 8 client needs sections that you need to know for NCLEX, such as management of care, coordinated care if you're doing the LPN, pharmacology, physiological adaptation, reduction of risk potential, safety and infection control, health promotions and maintenance, basic care and comfort, psychosocial integrity. Those are the 8 sections, right? We're going to be going, and it's free. And you can go either one to my bio, or you can go to Amber's bio, look at the link tree, tap the link tree. It'll take you to there, and it'll say right at the top, it'll say free workshop. We are capping it, right? Because we want to be able to talk to whoever wants to be able to come up and talk to us and be able to answer as many questions as we can. Okay. I saw somebody on here say that I used Kaplan, Archer, UWorld, and still failed. Then if you use 3 different sources and you failed, it's a you problem. And you should probably come and talk to one of us privately, like in a 101. And those are also available in our bios as well. All right. There was a bunch of other questions. Somebody said, do you think being a certified medical assistant will help you out in nursing school? I do, actually. Absolutely. Because it gets you, essentially, it puts you in the room. It puts you in the environment of where everyone is of the goal that you're trying to accomplish. You're trying to be a nurse. So why not surround yourself around the people that you're trying to be like? So it's not, although it's not required, it's a good thing for you to do for sure.
Let me
Somebody
ask y'all a
said,
question. Hold on. Let me put this in the plainest terms. Let's say you are like me, right? When I first got out of school and wanted to go in aesthetic nursing, right?
yeah,
Who do you want to hang around then? Are you going to go and hang around? Do you want to be in the room with the ICU nurse? Is that where you want to be? No, you don't. You don't want to do that, right? You wouldn't go there. Do you want to go and hang around a pediatric nurse? No, you don't want to go there. You are obviously going to want to hang around people who are already in that environment, who know what you want to do, and who are doing the job that you want, right? Similarly, you want to pass the NCLEX, right? Hence, get yourself in the room and around two individuals who have gone before you, who know what it's like to fail the exam. So not only do we know how to help repeat test takers, but now we know how to help those who have yet to take the exam and help them pass on their first attempt.
yeah,
So if your desire is to pass the NCLEX, get yourself into the room. It's
it's FREE, free. Free. All right,
roll.
Jana. Jana Grace says, will the workshop help those who are at the beginning stages of school? Yes, it will. And here's why. You're when you start the point of NCLEX, you want to start studying for NCLEX right when you get to nursing school. But you don't need it doesn't need to it's not intense. You need to make yourself familiar. And Jenna, by you being in the room, you're going to be like, "Oh, so that's how they pull the questions. Oh, so that's why management of care or coordinated care is so important. Oh, so that's what I need to remember when it comes to pharmacology." It really not only does it set the foundation for you to prepare for the exam, you understand why you're going through school, why they ask the caliber of questions that they ask. Okay, so hopefully that answers your question.
Well,
Leslie
not
asked,
only that, hold on, Nurse Kevin. Not
go
only
ahead.
that, but let me just say this for all the nursing students who are in the room, whether you're getting ready to go into nursing school or you're in nursing school. Nursing school is not designed to equip you to pass the NCLEX. Nursing school is designed to prepare you for quote unquote real world. So there's a small percentage of nursing schools that do a really good job at setting you up for success for the NCLEX, but a majority, if you're in the majority like I was, nursing school doesn't always necessarily properly equip you for the NCLEX, and the NCLEX doesn't necessarily properly equip you for what you're going to do in real life. They're essentially three separate entities, right?
Yep.
And the biggest mistake that I know that I personally made the first go round is I didn't pay any kind of attention to the NCLEX
Yep.
while I was in
None.
school. And that was a mistake. Now, there's other
Yep.
people out here that'll say, don't study for the NCLEX while you're in school. That's trash advice.
That's exactly what everybody says.
Yeah, that's trash advice. Now, should that be your sole focus? No. But get yourself, especially if you're in your like last semester, get you a question bank and start correlating content that you're learning with your question bank and get yourself familiar with what the questions are actually going to look like and simulate that environment
Yeah,
for sure.
absolutely. Leslie asked thoughts on Hearst review. I think Hearst review. I think Hearst review is okay. I personally just didn't like it because she was her accent was just such a distraction for me. I really couldn't focus, and I mean, I really couldn't focus. Everybody keeps asking when the free workshop is going to be happening. If you guys go to the link in our bio and you guys,
in my comment, Nurse Kevin, because I posted it in the
let me
comments.
see. Let me see if I can. For some reason, it's not letting me. I don't know why. But if you guys go to the link in our bio and you guys sign up for it, it'll tell you what day it is, and it's June 4th of 2024, and we're going to start. It's going to be at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Okay, so if you're trying to prepare for the NCLEX, make sure you guys jump in there. Okay, how do you feel about Mark Klimick? He is the greatest of all time, and Amber and I both stand by that. You're the best. Let's see. You got a lot of comments. What's my phone number? It's 210-867-5309. NCLEX is all over the board. It is most definitely the time to workshop. I told you that. Let's see what else. It says, do y'all know what state will allow you to take the NCLEX unlimited times? I'm retesting. New York, Missouri, Ohio. Those are the three I can really think of off the top of my head. I'm from Texas and I graduated in 2018 and I've lost all confidence. Amanda, I live in Texas too. I went to A&M in Corpus and I understand how you feel. I failed my NCLEX 3 times. So I'm so glad that you're here. Make sure that you are registered for the workshop. You need to be able to audit yourself and you need to see what you did wrong. It says 3 times usually, then after you have to go to board. I'm currently taking boot camp. What's up, Darley? How are you? I'm a nursing student. When do you recommend starting about thinking about NCLEX? You should start studying now. Somebody said, "Hi, Kevin. My wife is going through kidney dialysis. Due to this, I am unable to study the NCLEX the fourth time." Hey, some things are priority. Some things are priority. So I would
Take
most
care of
definitely
your
say take care
family.
of your wife. Take care of your wife. Make sure that everything is good to go with her.
And
Right.
listen, the
However,
NCLEX ain't going nowhere. The
it's
NCLEX
not going
ain't going
anywhere.
nowhere. It ain't.
However, I would say don't take care of your family. Do what you need to do for yourself, but don't forget that you still have what you need to do for you as well. All right. What's up, Maritza? How are you? I'm using Hearst now, and I think it's great. That's awesome. If that's what works for you, that's what works for you. Is the 3 day workshop like boot camp, like the 3 days? So OCO, this is only going to be an hour. It's only going to be an hour, and you get
Not a
both
course.
the. Say again.
I think she thinks it's like a course. It's not a
Oh
course.
no, it's not a course. It's just all it is. It's just the all it
An
is
hour.
just it's a workshop, and it's for 1 hour, and we're going to be doing Q&A, so on and so forth. So it's not going to be anything. It's not going to be. We don't have enough time to go massively in depth like that over a 3 day period. All right. Yep. 7 p.m. Oh, it won't even let me pin it. I don't know why. That's fine. But 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on June 4th. It says my school provides hers for free. They don't provide it for free. You paid for it in your tuition, so it wasn't free. She said, I lack test taking strategies. Well, this is what we're going to talk about. We're definitely going to talk about.
Get in the room.
Get in the room. AMZ says find a mentor. 100% make sure you guys find a mentor. And if you guys don't have mentors, I mean, everybody in this room has a mentor. Myself and Amber, we do listen, we go live multiple times a week. Multiple times a week. I'm available via email. I'm available DMs. I'm usually pretty good about those. And I'm also we also have other programs and courses that you guys can be a part of. You see what I'm saying? So we are your mentors. Whether you want, we are here for you until you don't want us to be here, and then you'll just go away. That's up to you. You know what I'm saying? But definitely have yourself a mentor. It says, tell me courses to take before going into nursing school. Honestly, what you need to do is instead of courses before going into nursing school. Well, I don't even know what kind of question that is. Like, I don't know exactly what you mean. Nia says, I'm currently using NCLEX Bootcamp Test Bank. I failed 3 times. If that's what's working for you, that's what's working for you. But if you failed your exam more than twice, it's not a program problem. It's a you problem. All right. So you're telling me that you failed 3 times. Let's talk about it. How are you consistent with studying? How's your content? Do you understand it? Do you understand it enough to apply it to NCLEX style questions? Do you understand cues? Do you recognize cues? Do you know how to apply those cues in order to understand what disease process is going on with your patient? Do you know what's going on? Do you know what's effective? Do you know what's ineffective? Do you know when to hold the med? Do you know? Those are the things that you have to think about. And if you cannot articulate that to me, you need to keep studying, and you need to realize where you're having
not only
deficits.
that, but here's the thing, y'all. This is why Nurse Kevin and I are here. This is why Nurse Kevin and I offer mentorship. This is why Nurse Kevin and I have our own courses. This is why Nurse Kevin and I are offering this program. At some point, you need some support and direction, right? You need a plan.
Yep.
You need to know what to do. And we know how to help you do that.
Yep.
So nobody wants to be out here wasting time, right? The ultimate goal is for you to be able to pass the NCLEX so that you can become a nurse and you can start making money and you can start living your life and put this whole chapter behind you, right? That's the goal. If you're somebody who has failed the NCLEX multiple times, it's time for you to bite the bullet and get a mentor.
Yeah.
And regardless of that, if that's myself or Nurse Kevin or somebody else in this space who knows how to help you, do what you got to do to pass this test and put it behind you.
Yes.
You are wasting precious time and losing out on a lot of money by staying on the hamster wheel trying to figure it out yourself.
Not only losing money, but your mind, your mental state.
And that's just it, right? It's now you're mentally exhausted, you're fatigued, you're burnt out, you're frustrated, and we get all that. We've been there, we know what that's like. We both hired mentors to help us, right? And there's no shame in my game. If I could do it before I took the NCLEX, I would have 100% done it. If I knew now what I knew, or if I knew back then what I know now, 100%.
Yep.
Because
100%.
I don't have time to waste, right? Time is precious. Time is money. I got things out here that I want to do. Get some help. There's no shame in that, right? And yes, sometimes it's an investment, but it's worth it. It's
Yep.
worth it.
And that's what it is. It's an investment. This isn't no frou-frou ass, venti macchiato that you get at Starbucks. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't buy, like, you go buy stuff like that. Like, the question is who's willing to invest in themselves, right? And that's what we want. And that's why we're putting this in here, is we're doing this free workshop. So, hey, come and invest your time into something that two people know that you are currently or will currently or have been through. All right. So if you guys are interested in that, like I said, we are capped. If you guys are interested in the workshop, check it out. It is linked in our bio. It is labeled as free workshop, understanding the client needs for NCLEX. All right. Both myself and Nurse Amber, they're both inside of our link trees in our bio. Make sure you guys go over there and check them out. Now, AMZ said she did Kaplan back in the day. I did Kaplan as well as when I studied for NCLEX, and I liked Kaplan. Kaplan, I think, is the OG. They've been around for the longest. All right. Somebody said another idea of Lippincott Q and A NCLEX RN. I have a Lippincott book that somebody gifted me. Never used it. Never opened it up. Somebody says near passing standard passing standard in basic care and comfort. Somebody says, can you please put your number on the screen, please? Why would I, sir or ma'am, or whatever you identify as, why would I ever do that? No. Come on. It says, do you have an MSN?
Nurse Glamber, that's me. I'm Nurse Glamber, the owner of Enhanced Nursing. Follow
right there.
Y'all make sure y'all go follow me.
Yeah, if you got, first of all, there's 85 people in here. And at least on my side, if y'all aren't following Amber, what are y'all doing? That is my mutual. That is my A1 since day one. Y'all are going to see us a lot more doing things together. All right. Why? Is because her and I want to do things for you. Do you have an MSN in education? I'm actually in school right now to get my MSN in nurse education. Do y'all offer anything with fundamentals? We don't. We specifically do everything for NCLEX. Now, if you're talking about fundamentals, Amber could probably jump more into this as well. If you want fundamentals, I'm trying to think who does fundamentals.
Here's the thing. Get you a question bank such as Archer or UWorld and start going through fundamentals. Start learning fundamentals. Start watching videos on fundamentals, because fundamentals makes up a large portion of the NCLEX, more than you guys think.
Yep.
And that's fine. Let me just take a minute, because there's 85 people on here, and some people are asking who I am.
Go ahead.
Hi. Welcome to all 82 of you. My name is Amber, aka Nurse Glamber. I'm a registered nurse. I'm also an NCLEX strategist, and I help nursing students confidently conquer the NCLEX exam. So Nurse Kevin, he is a good friend of mine, and we have been in collaboration together to bring you this free workshop happening next Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So Nurse Kevin and I have the same goal in mind, to help you all confidently conquer the NCLEX exam. So if you're not already registered, get registered. Thank you, Ari. I appreciate you. And Maritza, shout out to you. Thank you for your kind words. I appreciate you. Listen, y'all have everything you need to pass this exam, right? And it's important for y'all to get into the room with other like-minded individuals who are on that same journey with you, and with those who know how to help you. Nurse Kevin and I know how to help you. He's a wealth of knowledge. I'm a wealth of knowledge. We're combining our brains, and we're bringing you the information that you need to help you strategically pass this exam, right? But we can't do that for you. You got to put in the work, right? Follow the plan, follow the framework, follow the advice, go get the free guides. Like, we both have free guides at the links in our bios to help you with the NCLEX, y'all, right now, that you can download for free.
Yeah, FREE. All right, y'all already know what's up. All right. So, hey, like I said, there's Amber. There's my A1 since day one. If most of y'all that follow me already follow her, if y'all don't follow her, what are y'all doing with y'all's lives? I need for y'all to go do that. With these questions, Nia says, I need help. So Nia, like I said, make sure you're in the room. All right. Go check out everything we got going on inside of our bios, myself and Amber. But by bare minimum, make sure you're in the room.
Kevin, how much is a session with you one-on-one? If I were to go on your website right now and book a session with you, how much is it one-on-one?
Right now?
Yeah.
$250.
Okay. If you're to book a session with me, it's at least $75 to $150 for a one-on-one. Okay. So I'm just putting perspective for all of y'all dropping in the comments. I need help. I need help. I need help. I need help. We're giving you a free opportunity that costs you zero to get knowledge that other people typically pay for.
Yes.
That's huge. So get in the room, get registered. I should see all 70 y'all except for Nurse Zach because he just previously passed his NCLEX.
Shout out to Nurse Zach.
Shout out to Nurse Zach. Hey, right? But unless you're somebody who has passed with all 74, 77 y'all that are on here, y'all need to be registered. Why wouldn't you show up for something that's going to better your knowledge and understanding of a test that stands between you and your license? Yep. I will never understand it. It's an hour of your day.
Yep.
An hour of your day.
If you guys are just now joining us, welcome. My name is Kevin, aka the Boot Nurse. Down in the bottom corner, if you guys are here with me, you guys will see Nurse Amber, aka Nurse Glamber. She is my A1 since day one. We're both registered nurses, and we are putting on a free workshop for you guys, right? We are putting on a free workshop for you guys. Those links are in our bio. It's going to be going on June 4th at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. All you got to do is just go to the link in my bio. You'll see the link tree that'll pop up, and it'll say it right there. Free workshop. It's backwards. Sorry, I can't help that. It's free. It'll be the free workshop. All right. Listen, Zach. Shout out to Zach. Zach has taken his NCLEX 3 times. He's come to me. He's talked to me. We've had a conversation or two. He's been to my lives. He's participated. Zach put in the work. Zach put in the work. So the question to all of you is, when are we going to stop making excuses? When are we going to stop? When are we going to stop allowing our anxiety to take control of us? And when are we going to take control over our own destiny in order for us to get a piece of paper with a license number so we can go out here and take care of folks, make this money, and go on our merry way? You see what I'm saying? And it's free, y'all. It's free. It's free. Imagine going to Costco and they giving away free stuff. Don't act like you ain't gonna get that free sample.
When you go to Costco, you is not gonna get that free sample because you know you are. Every time somebody's giving some away free, you're gonna go get it.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
So valuable. It's so
exactly.
valuable.
So make sure you got and it's capped, y'all. It is capped. We have it capped. How many people
we got signed up? Because
right now, we were only gonna take. We were only going to take 20 people, but I literally got an email from somebody saying hey, I tried to register, and I'm just like, well, it's no longer there. And it was like, oh my gosh. And I was like, all right, so now I capped it. Now it's at 100, and now we're at 61. So listen to me. When it gets to 100, it's going to stop. It's going to tell you, hey, sorry, it's booked up. It's full. All right. Once it gets there, you can't join. So if you were on the journey to conquering the NCLEX, which should be everybody that's in nursing school, right? You need to go sign up for it. Come be a part of the freeness, right? Nail says, I can't find it. Okay, so if you tap my face right here, and then you'll see my face pop up down here, tap it again, you'll go to my link. You'll go to my main page. You'll see a link tree. It'll say download here. There's arrows pointing down to it at all. Click that link tree, and you'll see all of the things that are there. The very top one says free workshop. Okay. Everybody that's a part of that, go be a part of that.
Let me address Love Darley right quick.
Okay.
She says, I'm so scared. That's me. I know my stuff, but I'm so scared. Listen, if you approach the NCLEX with that energy, being scared, nervous, fearful, anxious, right? We're human. We're going to feel things, right? But we have a choice as to whether or not we are going to give it attention, energy, and space, right? Stop subscribing to being anxious. Stop subscribing to being scared. Stop subscribing to fear. Stop subscribing to worry. Life and death are in the power of the tongue, and you're going to have what you say, right? You are all highly educated individuals, more than capable of passing this NCLEX exam.
Yep.
You have exactly what it takes, and some of y'all just need a little extra support, and that's okay. It doesn't define the test. Is just a test. It's not going to define who you are as a person. It's not going to define who you are as a nurse. So start speaking life. Instead of saying, I'm so scared, say, I am capable. I am worthy. I will pass this exam. I will be a nurse. Start making Post-it notes and stick it up on your mirror every morning and faith it, FIATH, until you pass, right? Write your name, Love Darley RN or Love Darley LPN or LVN, whatever nurse you're going for, right? And start speaking that instead of actively subscribing to feeling the fear and do it. That's trash advice. I hate when people say feel the fear and do it anyways. One, that's not what God called us to do, period, right? We don't have a spirit of fear, but a power of love and a sound mind. Get out there and claim authority and take what's yours. If you subscribe to fear and you show up on exam day and that's the space that you're in, you're gonna fail. Not because you don't know the content, not because you haven't studied all of the courses out here and the question banks and da. I don't care how much content and strategy that you have. If you're subscribing to those things, it will overtake you on exam day and you will fail.
I agree. The one thing I do want to say, have you guys ever heard the term is like don't listen to what I say, watch what I do? A lot of people, and this is no disrespect to nobody, but you can tell me all day that you know something. But when you fail your NCLEX, that right there shows me that you don't know what you say that you know. It's kind of like numbers lie or numbers don't lie, people do, right? But this is no disrespect. This is where, once again, I say you have to audit yourself. You know it. Show me that you know it. Do well. Do well on your quizzes. Understand your content. Come to the free workshop. Let us know that you're improving. Show us that you are improving. That way, when you show us that you're improving, I'm like, okay, cool, you're good to go. And you go out there and you take that exam. Now you have a license. Now the proof is in the pudding that you do know something and you have a license. Now, second thing I want to address. Somebody asked, what are the prerequisites that you need to do to get into nursing school? Every school is different, but what I will say is that if you want to look like a blanket statement, you will need A&P 1 and 2. You'll need micro. You'll need chemistry. You'll need probably college algebra, statistics, nutrition, growth, human growth and development. It all just depends on what school that you go to and what they recommend. Now, thirdly, Nails is saying that they cannot find it. All right. So Nails, I'm going to walk you through it. If you tap on my face, you'll go to the link in my bio, right? This is kind of bright. You go to the link in my bio, right? It's this one that says, it'll say free download, right? With the arrows pointing down. You click on that link right there and it'll take you to my link tree. The very top one. You guys see my ring light? The very top one where it says free workshop, understanding NCLEX client needs. Right under that, it says free download, understanding NCLEX needs for NCLEX, right? Those two go hand in hand. All right. So that's where you find it. That's where you jump in. That's where you can get your download and that's where you can register. Okay. You're welcome. You're welcome. It says, taking it soon. And I needed to hear this. Maddie, listen, for people that follow both me and Amber, you guys know what's up. You guys know why we do this. We do this for y'all. We're doing it for free. We want to do this for y'all. Why? It's because we never want anyone to feel how we felt. You guys already feel anxious, right? We don't want you to feel anxious. We want you to go in there as empowered nursing students and graduates, go in there and take that exam so you guys can come out here and start making this money and taking care of these people and turning that dream into a reality. That's what we want. That's what we want. Somebody says, Iman, RN. That's what I'm talking about. Speak it into existence. It says, amen. I will be a nurse June 6th. That's what I'm talking about. I love it. Can you be my mentor? Darley, you are at our lives all the time. You already know that answer. Somebody says, I'm claiming my name, my nurse title for years, Nurse Shakita. Shout out to you, Nurse Shakita, soon to be, right? So it says, do well in evil doing. What's it come is better than what's it been. Oh, okay. I like that. But hey, if you guys are just now joining us, we're going to hang out for another few minutes and we're going to answer you guys' questions. But of course, we want to know who you are, where you're from, where you're at in your nursing journey. And if you're not a nurse, what are you doing here rocking with us? Y'all got us to 8.8 thousand likes. Hey, get us to 10, get us to 10K, get us to 10,000 likes. Well, what questions do you guys have for me and Nurse Amber? Remember, we are putting on this live workshop. It's going on June 4th. We're going to talk about it all the time, all the way up until the day that it happens. Right? We want to get in the room. Hey, right now, If you're having a problem with the NCLEX, drop a one. Drop a one right now inside the chat. Let us know. Let us know how you feel. All right. And if you or anybody that drops a one inside the NCLEX, what are we doing? Have you signed up for our workshop yet? Have you done that? Have you gone to the link in our bio and done that?
Lily says one. Susanna says one. Listen, there's a lot of y'all on here. And let me just tell y'all something before we get up off of this live. Preparing for the NCLEX can be one of the most isolating, lonely journeys that you will ever embark on.
Love it.
Especially if your peers have gone on and passed the NCLEX. You're no longer in the trenches together, right? It's you, right? You're kind of the Lone Ranger. There's nothing more powerful than getting into a room with other individuals who are in the same space with you, who understand that isolation, who understand the loneliness, who understand the journey, because nobody around you understands except for those who are actually in the trenches with you, right? Your spouse doesn't understand, your significant other, your kids, your auntie, your granny, your mom, your dad. Nobody understands the special kind of hell that you're going through to get to your license. Nobody talks about it. And that was probably one of the hardest things for me. I would literally have to lock myself into a room to study and be isolated and be alone and miss out on my kid growing up in the summertime. And it sucked. And it wasn't until I got myself into a room with other individuals to help me and formed a small study group. And I formed this bond with two other women who I've never personally met them in real life, but we're still friends today, right? One of them has yet to take the NCLEX, but another one we passed within a week of each other. And we will forever have that bond and that relationship because we understood. We could relate to one another. That is the bond that will forever hold us together, because obviously the NCLEX is the one thing that stands between you and your license of becoming a nurse.
Yep.
And Nurse Kevin and I are here to tell you today, you don't have to do this thing alone.
Nope.
We know what it's like to see those words failed.
Okay.
Talk about a gut punch, right?
Yeah.
It sucks. But you don't have to do it alone. And Nurse Kevin and I are both highly educated individuals that know how to help you wherever you're at, whether this is your first time, whether you're still in school, whether you're taking this for your 7th time, right? We know how to help you. And we're offering you an opportunity to come inside our world and learn from our mistakes and learn from what we've learned on how to help you for free.
Yep. Come get you some.
Y'all are hanging out with us right now. Guess what?
That's what I'm saying.
Get content next week.
Yep. You guys come to my live, and you guys go to Amber's live all the time, right? You already in your head, you already go through a routine. You know that, hey, I'm doing Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 5:30 Central Standard Time, right? Central Standard Time in the United States. Okay. You guys understand that. So why is it that you wouldn't be able to do that for yourself by putting yourself in your own routine? You're in a routine to go watch a show that comes on at 6 o'clock, that's on TV, or, you can come see me at 5:30 Central Standard Time, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But when it comes to creating a study schedule for yourself, you can't stick to it, right? This is where I talk about where we hold you accountable. We want you to be nurses, but we can't want it more than you, and we can't.
I know y'all want to binge watch Bridgerton and Baby Reindeer and all them other Netflix shows, but sometimes it's a sacrifice. And Maddie says, my state is backed up 3 weeks for testing codes. Waiting is just as stressful. Listen, Maddie, change your framework and change your thinking. Look at the silver lining. You now have 3 extra weeks to study.
Yes, I was just about to say that.
What are you complaining about?
You got 3 extra weeks before you get an authorization to test. So now you get 3. I'll tell you an example, Maddie. When I was studying for the NCLEX on my 4th attempt, I was going to take it at the beginning of May in 2020. The Rona shut everything down, and they closed everything to include testing centers, right? And when they shut the testing centers down, next thing you know, 2 weeks later, they were just like, hey, the testing center is going to be open back up at this specific day. And so I booked the first availability, which was June. So I got an extra like 4.5 weeks for me to study.
Yeah.
A 4.5 weeks that
use it wisely.
That is a blessing.
Get yourself signed up for the workshop so that you have game. We're going to put y'all on game how to approach this exam. Period. So get yourself in the room, y'all. Get in the room. And on that, we're going to drop
we might drop in. But ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate we hit right at an hour and a half, right? I was going to do an hour, but y'all were asking all these awesome questions. So first of all, Amber and I appreciate you both. Well, we appreciate all of you. We both appreciate you all for being here. We appreciate everybody that's always rocking with us. But remember, in the end, this is for y'all, so y'all can get a license. All right. And I will leave you guys with this. If you guys have not signed up for the free workshop, the free workshop is in our bios. Go check it out. There's a link tree. Mine will say free download with arrows pointing down at it. I'm probably going to change it where it says free workshop so you guys can go check it out. But go to that link tree and it has everything that's in there. Go on. If you're on Amber's, go to hers. Everything is in there. It's right there at the top. We capped it. I had to move it up because I got 2 emails from people saying, hey, I can't get in. I really like to be a part of it. And I'm just like, well, let me just increase it. And I did. And right now we got like 77 people in there. 77 people. That is incredible. All right. And what we want, I want max participation. Why? Because this is for y'all. All right. This is for y'all. And I want you guys to be a part of it. All right. Last thing, Deja says, hi, friend. What's up, girl? How are you? Have you ever heard of being laid off from a hospital as a nurse? Yep. They'll like hospitals. These administrators have no problem getting rid of you. They have no problem getting rid of you at all whatsoever. And if you're not able to download it, look at think of the browser that you're using. I've had some people use Safari, or you can do it through Chrome. I don't know what's going on with Safari and why it blocks stuff. So there are other avenues I'm trying to do it. Okay. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you guys hanging out with us. You guys know how I like to do things. Take care of yourself mentally, because if you cannot take care of you, then you are no good to anyone. All right. That includes that husband, that wife, them damn kids. Okay. So I love every single one of y'all. I love the fact that you guys are thinking about doing something more for other people than yourself, because that's what it's like to be a nurse. All right. Amber, what you got?
I have a whole lot that I want to say, but I'm going to keep it short. Other than saying, you know what? It's not lost on us that y'all could be anywhere right now watching any other creator that does the exact same thing, and y'all are choosing to be here rocking with us. Yep. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. And above anything else, we believe in you.
Yep.
And we need y'all to believe in yourself. And just know that you're not in this journey alone, and we got you. We got you. You're in the right place. If you have no clue what you're doing, or you don't know how to move forward, we do. We know how to help you. So make sure you're following Nurse Kevin. Make sure you're following myself at Enhanced Nursing, and make sure y'all go get registered. We're almost to 100. We're almost at 100. Yeah. Once it gets there, 100 people, shutting it off. And so, because we want to be able to help you guys once you're in the room. We want to be able to answer questions. We want to be able to get you the help and the support that you need. And so that's all I got.
All right, cool. Well, shout out to all 47 of y'all out here rocking. Like she said, if you guys are not a part of all the stuff, Rudy, thank you for the friendship. Ruby, I'm sorry. Thank you for the friendship. We appreciate it. All right. How do we log in? You'll get an email. You'll get an email that'll help you. That'll send you to the login page. All right. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you, and we will see you guys here come soon. All right. Take care. Bye-bye.